voltage valley. Our goal is to not just have us here, right? There needs to be an electric vehicle in the Midwest, right? So we're trying to, I don't want to say we're going to try to be the Tesla of the Midwest, but there needs to be a Tesla of the Midwest. And we have chosen a market that's our lane is pure. Nobody else is in our lane of making electric trucks for workers, right? And very rarely in automotive, it's so mature, right? Do you get a clear lane? Everybody asks how many jobs. Very important question. I think in good faith, all we can say is we intend to make more than 427,000 vehicles here a year, and we intend to fill this plant with the people required to do that. We are a little bit David and Goliath. We are a small company trying to break into the Goliath world of automotive, but we are coming with a very unique product, a product like no other vehicle in the world. So we're not just coming with an electric truck, we're coming with electric truck 2.0, right? And we might get into some of this in the video, but this truck should be the safest truck, the best handling truck, right? The most economical truck. This truck is equivalent to Ford coming out with a new Ford 150, just to give a generic example. And they announced that it got 75 miles per gallon. And if they announce that, first of all, the physicists would come because they've broken the laws of physics. But everybody would come to see how they did it. Everybody would buy that vehicle. We are sitting on a 75 mile per gallon equivalent pickup truck that is also safer and has zero emissions and is fun to drive. We made the conscious decision that it should look like a pickup truck, right? From the outside, it has 4 wheels, 4 doors, a bed, a cab, and we thought we should put our innovation towards what's underneath it, right? We have 4 moving parts, 4 wheels. There's no other vehicle in the world that uses hub motors. Now, hub motors are on electric bikes, all the electric Bird scooters, the Lime scooters. So they have come into existence for a different reason, but we have basically upsized those, made them very large. And so there's not a gear. There's not one gear on this vehicle. There's not a drive shaft. There's not an axle. There's not a U-joint. There's not a differential. There's sure not a transmission. There are 4 moving parts, the 4 tires. In a lot of ways, this whole business is like a kidnapping case, and we have to show proof of life, right? Nobody believes. So we are doing little bits as we march towards production at the end of the year, little bits of belief, right? A big one will be in the June auto show in Detroit. It's the first time everybody's going to be able to see it, touch it, and drive it. And that's when it's easiest to believe, when it's in the flesh like that. But we have all of you guys and all of our suppliers have to believe early so that we can get to that point. We have to hit a price point. We're telling a fleet, this is the least expensive vehicle you can own, right? It's the number one thing they look at. But they look at all-in cost, right? How much to buy it, how much for fuel, and how much for maintenance. And when you look at it that way, if you keep this truck for 8 years, if a fleet keeps this truck for 8 years, which is their standard length of time, it's equivalent to buying a Ford 150 for $14,000. This, again, can't be done in a vacuum. We are a small company trying to enter into a space where if you notice, there are no small companies, no small car companies in the United States. Tesla broke through, right, as a public company in the space. Before Tesla, the last public car company in the United States was Willys Jeep in 1942. And they only did it because of the war. That's how hard it is to get into this space.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by...
I want to retire knowing we did it right. We want
to know that it's been worth something.
It's worth everything.
Be intentional about your worth. Farmers National Bank Wealth Management.